Yes, guys, this is just like a sort of like public address. Um, I just wanted to say that you know, like a couple of years ago, like I made like an apology online, and to today, like I've been through being sorry, like anything I ever done that's ever harmed anyone. Trust me, man, from my heart, like I'm truly sorry for. It's a killer sometimes. Anything that I've ever done. Do you know what I mean? That I'm wrong about, yeah. Right. Even if I see it, can't see it, yeah, like I'm completely like 100% like beyond beyond infinity. Like just sorry. Do you know what I mean? Right. That's just me as a person, you know? And you know, like I remember last time I said sorry, like I think like where I was working at the time, they'd done like a little guard of honor. Yeah, I felt okay about it, but I didn't really feel too anything to be sort of celebrate in a celebratory mood about. But you know, it felt good that they recognized that, and a couple of people sort of like messaged me online and said, "Oh yeah, that was big that you said that," and all that sort of stuff. But then there was like a sway, also a load of people that were quite negative, and also just sort of whichever way they could psychologically come at me, torture me. Yeah, it's a strong word, but yeah, torture me. They did. It was a bit like like in the movies where I don't know, someone's getting tortured. They get them to they force them to confess to something, or if or they sort of get them to say something that they want to say, and then they end up torturing them even more for saying what they wanted to get out of them. Yeah, right. Like that's how I felt it was. Like that. It was the onslaught was even worse, you know? So that made me think, right, when I come to London I wanted to say the same thing, but I thought, boy, the backlash was just too much. But for me, like I feel like right, if someone's gonna complain, yeah, which is like doesn't make me feel like great at all, like a man or anything, you know. Someone's gonna complain about certain situations or whatever, right? Um, like it's important that they look at themselves and like I have done many times in isolation. You know, I've looked over and like anything that I have done that is wrong, yeah, right. I'm completely 100% sorry, and do you know what I mean? I cannot say any more than that. To know how sorry I am, like I've died 1,000 times. Do you know what I mean? Inside. I don't even think sometimes I'm not even my true sort of self, like, do you know what I mean? I'm just like a kind of different person, like, you know what I mean? But like I know one thing, man, like I'm definitely 100% sorry. And like I remember someone was walking past me one day, a few years, a couple years, 2, 3 years, they said, Mark, they're just putting you on a guilt trip, you're a good guy. Like, don't take that, yeah, like blah blah blah. And I was like thinking to myself, you know what, like for someone to be taken on a guilt trip, it obviously means they feel sorry. Like you cannot take a psychopathic person or a person with no feelings on a guilt trip in the first place. If you do, they would have broken down a long time by now. Because being made to show feelings or have their feelings got out, they wouldn't be able to handle. I've handled all of that. Yeah. But I have to sort of put on a layer of strength facially and just when I'm walking down the street when I see certain people because like the constant like coming at me. So it can sometimes look as though, and especially like yes, again, a lot of black men like they have like this like sort of persona, like where like they look like oh they're cool or nothing really matters to them and all this sort of stuff. And I might be in that sort of bracket, you know. But listen, trust me, man, I am very sorry for anyone that I've ever offended, you know. And I just wanted to say, like, you know, like not daily, but now and again, I'm always sort of bombarded with names of people that were kind of like people that, like, I may have been associated with, like, in the past and so on and so forth. Yeah, and like to me, like anything bad anyone's ever done to me, like betrayed me or whatever, like you're forgiven. You know what I mean? Like to me, man, that's how I am. Like you're forgiven, mate. Do you know what I mean? Or whatever. Some people, I'm like, it's a pity, like I wasn't mature enough to handle you a little bit different. I wish I met you again for the first time. Do you know what I mean? That's all I can say. Do you know what I mean? There's only one person I can think of, one guy, really, and it's only on this basis. It's on the basis that, like, he sort of selected me because of my good qualities, qualities that you may see that I have right now. He would have seen that I had them in the first place, and he attacked me because of those qualities, and also, yeah, the fact that he thinks I'm sort of gifted or something, which I don't even see him in a certain way, right? But I think he's also a top, like, he's a top brain, like, do you know what I mean? Very, very knowledgeable, good memory, just like he's a very talented man, yeah, right? Could be absolutely anything he wants, yeah. But to me, I saw him as someone like, rah, you know what, like, let's link up, let's come as one, man. We could be a bigger brain together. But then he saw me as like a little bit of a threatening person, psychologically, you know, or like socially, you know. So like, and also I can't sort of. That's only the one person, like, is because, like, you know, he came at me because, like, of that, and also because I feel because I'm black and he's black. And that's one thing I can't really take. I can't really take a black man coming at a black man that he wouldn't come at a white boy for. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like an inverted racism, which I can't really stand for. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? That's been going on for 300 years, that kind of thing, and yeah, that really, really, that kind of mentality is not something I'm really down for. You know. But back to the story in hand, like, once again, man, anything I've ever done, like, I'm completely 100% sorry. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean? It's important that I get the message across once again, man. Do you know what I mean? I'm not someone that's like, sometimes I walk down the street, it might look like I'm showing off and this and that, man. But really, listen, let me tell you something. I was quite honest with someone in the cab just now, man. I'm a very quiet guy, man. Very quiet, like, or whatever. I might like jump in a ring and act like I'm showing off and all this sort of business, but like, I'm very, very sort of quiet guy, man. Like, you know what I mean? I like my friends. I'm loud amongst whoever my friends are and whatever, and joke around and that. But man, I like to just get along and live my life nice and quietly, man, with my family. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be known anything other than like a family man. At the moment, I haven't got a family, but like, you know, like, that's who I'd like to be known as. That's what I'd like written on my, as my eulogy or my tombstone. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, he's a family man. Like, nothing else, nothing more. You know what I mean? And that's what we're working with, you know, working towards. So like, at the end of the day, man, like, anything I ever done, I'm very sorry for. And anyone that's trespassed against me, I've also like forgiven a long time ago. So when I hear these names, it does get a bit irritating. But at the end of the day, man, like, I've moved on. Like, do you know what I mean? So like, I hope you have too, and I wish you and your family and all the best. And do you know what I mean? Simple as that, really. You know, and like, just lastly, man, I remember like, there was a guy, like, he used to like, he was proper bully back in the day, proper bully, you know, like, proper bully. Like, I could say I almost like hated him. Like, this is when we was teenagers, yeah, right. And then he was so bad, yeah. One of my other friends was like, if I see that guy, I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him. From back in the day, the trauma that he'd caused to another friend of mine, right? And I just saw something on like social media, and he was like, "Raw, you know what? Like, I'm sorry for anything I ever done to absolutely anybody. I just come back off a religious pilgrimage. And you know what I mean, my life is going good and this and that. I love absolutely everyone. Peace to absolutely everybody and all. And then do you know what? From that day, like, it was squashed. From that day, I loved the guy like he was like one of my, because I know the guy for 30, 40 years, innit? So like, he was like, from that point on, he doesn't know that, but to me, I treated him as if like he was one of my best friends growing up, from what I saw on the social and how he was going on. And when I see him these times, I see him with a smile, with a hug or whatever, handshake or whatever. Do you know what I mean? But I really touched me what he said and what he did, you know? And yeah, that's so I squashed it, yeah. But my friend was like, I'm still gonna get that motherfucker. I'm still gonna get him. I'm like, nah, brother, allow that. Look, man, he's on a different part. This and that, leave him alone. Do you know what I mean? He's like, no, I wanna get him, I wanna get him. But I don't think he will, but do you know what I mean? He held the grudge still. When me, as soon as a man said, like, listen, mate, I'm doing my thing, I've moved on, I'm sorry, this and that, anything I had with him was gone. Do you know what I mean? He's now like elevated to being like a, from the length of time that I've known the guy, a good friend. Do you know what I mean? Anything I do for the guy, you know. But yeah, I just wanted to add that on, just let you know like where I'm coming from. But yeah, like, listen, man, anything I've ever done, trust me, like that's wrong. Like, I'm completely in the wrong, and I'm sorry. Do you know what I mean? I cannot reiterate enough. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean? I must say this, you know? Um, but yeah, hope this message finds you well. I'm a little bit tired right now. It's about 1 in the morning, but like I felt like saying this right now. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm kind of wordless on this. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm really sorry, man, for anything that I've ever done. Do you know what I mean? That's wrong. You know what I mean? Simple as that. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Don't ever think that I'm not like, I'm someone like I think I can come off a bit cheeky or a bit rude or whatever and all that sort of stuff. But it's just it's a little shyness I got sometimes. I think it's a shyness, definitely. You know, and it's a sort of defensive mechanism sometimes. Yeah, but like, trust me, man, I'm like a person. Like, when I'm sorry, like, I'm sorry in a profuse sort of way. Like, oh, I'm sorry. That's how I am. But it's only because of like people like overstepping the mark, taking advantage, and just like really digging in. Like, you have to go on like you're a bit tougher than you actually are. Do you know what I mean? But I'm letting you know. Don't watch the exterior sometimes. I'm letting you know about the interior, the inside. And inside my heart, like, I'm sorry for anything that I've ever done, any inconveniences, so on and so forth. Do you know what I mean? But I gotta still like say I gotta live my life, man, because like, I remember I was at a stage where, boy, I wouldn't go out past 12 o'clock at night simply because I felt like, wow, somebody's worried about me. Someone's getting up out their bed to see that I'm okay or something like this. Do you know what I mean? That'll make me feel guilty. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I wouldn't, because I feel like, oh, it's putting pressure on certain people. But then what life is that to live? Like, do you know what I mean? Everyone's got to do their little thing, innit? You know what I mean? But the main factor is, like, I'm no harm to anyone. Like, I'm not a violent man or anything like that. You know, like, I want to sort of help where I can in the community. Let me, as soon as I get on my own feet as well at the same time. Because, you know what I mean? Like the rappers say, man, that crabs in a bucket thing is for real. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you got to get yourself out of the bucket and then you can start helping. But from you're in the bucket, do you know what I mean? It's like you're just dragging each other down sometimes, you know? But that's another story for another post. I'm done. Good night. Take care. Blessed for one.